Let the past be the past. Let the past go. Release. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You want to know how I went from this to this? I let the past go. It is a healed girl summer. It is a healed girl life for the rest of our life. And that's that. I am so excited because we are on part 3 of the Healed Girl Summer series. Y'all, summer is literally just flowing by. But one thing I love about this series is it's just not for the summer. This series coming for your whole entire life. We don't want you healed for the summer and then the rest of the year you acting crazy. No. In part 1, we talked about healing your foundation, which is your relationship with God. In part 2, we talked about healing your relationship with yourself and learning how to really trust you again and how that looks like moving forward being healed. And now in part 3, y'all, we have one more part to the series. But in part 3, today we are talking about you healing from your past. All of the steps are essential, but this one is where most of the root of our problems lie, right? If it wasn't for past things that we went through, if it wasn't for past events, past pains, past heartbreaks, past heartaches, past situations, if it wasn't for the past, we wouldn't have to be healing right now. We're healing because of something that happened to us in the past. The past is important. It is the root. We need to uproot the root so that you can be on your way to a healed girl summer and a healed girl life for the rest of your life. Because baby, the past be hard to get over. Like me getting over being this girl. So let me just say that I understand because I've been there, done that. But in order for you to grow and to experience true healing in your life, you have to let go of the past, embrace it, but don't carry it with you to where you're going. Don't keep on going back and forth with your past. It's only gonna hinder you from your healing. And yeah, that's a no for me. We're not doing that. It is time for you to confront the past so that you can overcome the past and be a healed girl. The first thing that I had to do and the first thing that I would encourage you to do is a word called acceptance. And you may be like, girl, accept what? That I'm hurt? Like, what am I accepting? You need to accept that the past is the past. What you did in the past, the situations that happened in the past, it is done. Finito. Done. Finished. It's a done deal. So what do you do if you can't change what happened in the past? You accept it so that you can move on from it. You don't keep on thinking like, what if this happened? Like, what if I could have changed this? What if I could go back and do this differently? Like, I wish that I could go back. Like, I wish this, I wish that. Because sometimes it'd be a mind battle of us like continuing to replay a situation or a moment over and over and over and over and over again in our head, trying to see where we went wrong, trying to see what we could have done to make it not happen. And when I say accept it too, I mean that you need to feel all the feels. You need to feel all your feelings. You need to go through all your emotions. Baby, let it out. If you need to cry, let it out. If you need to cry every single day for a few minutes, let it out. If a situation comes up and it triggers you, feel that emotion. But don't allow the emotion to hold you down, to keep you down. No, baby. We're gonna feel the emotion so that we can overcome. The worst thing that you could do is avoid the past, which is why you need to accept it. Acceptance over avoidance. If you pretend like you're not hurt from a past situation, if you pretend like the past situation never happened, because some of us like completely try to block out the situation, if you continue to live in Delulu land, you're gonna keep on going in a circle with your past because you're not gonna truly be free from it. You're not gonna truly heal from it because you haven't accepted everything that happened. It happened. Accept it so that you can move on from it. Feel your feelings. They're valid. So accept it. Don't avoid. Accept. Don't avoid. Okay? Number 2. The girlie's not gonna like this one. Because I didn't like this one. If we're talking healing, we're not doing 95% healing, we're doing 100% healing. So number 2 is you need to take responsibility. Responsibilities? Responsibilities? Yeah. Yes, that word. You need to take responsibility of what happened in the past as well. Because in this life, when things happen, we love to play the blame game. We want to blame everybody else. We want to point fingers at everybody else for how we feel and our situation that we're going through. But we fail to reel it in and bring it back to us and bring it back to the role that we played. We want to blame everybody else, but we don't want to take responsibility on the part that we played in the situation. The part where you were a little toxic, the part where you might have been a little oblivious, the part where you saw all the signs. You were pretending like it was green flags, but it was really red the whole time. You need to start taking responsibility, and that is for the past, the present, and whatever future you're gonna have from this moment. Taking responsibility is up there because you can't truly heal and move on and overcome your past if you're not taking responsibility of the role that you played in it. We all have a part to play in, well, hold on, I take that back, because the world is crazy and crazy things do happen, and you know, past trauma and things like that. Like, some persons do be 100% innocent, but I'm talking about in like the 90% of situations where you really can't take responsibility. You have to be aware of that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to blame yourself for whatever transpired, but what I am telling you is to acknowledge what happened. That's all I'm saying. So let's go on to number 3. And I like this one. But I don't think the girl is gonna like this one because it's a hard one. This is hard. You need to forgive. I told you wasn't really gonna like this one, but I can sit here today and I can tell you, I am proof that forgiveness allows you to heal so much faster. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself, it's a game changer. You're gonna be free. Forgiveness equals freedom. Freedom from the past, freedom from bitterness, freedom from trying to hold on. Let it go. Forgiveness allows you to let it go. Honestly, forgiveness gives you such a new lens and a new outlook on your past, because before you forgive, you're like, no, you did this, you did that, this and that, this is the type of person you are, I don't care, that's that, because it's coming from a place of unforgiveness. But when you forgive, you're able to actually talk about the situation in a wholesome way. You're able to pull from that situation and lessons that you've learned and be grateful that it happened. You're able to look at the situation and be a bit more understanding, be a bit more compassionate towards the person that hurt you even. Forgiveness changes the game, y'all. It changes the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting about the situation that transpired. And forgiveness also doesn't mean you making up with the person that caused you harm. Everybody's situation is different. What I want you to understand is that forgiveness allows you to focus on you and stop focusing on that thing, because unforgiveness balls up into so many different things. Grudges, bitterness, selfishness, all type of different things stem from unforgiveness, even sicknesses and things like that. But when you forgive somebody, you release that person. And when you release that person through forgiveness, you experience freedom, you experience peace. Forgiveness helps you to let go. So number 4 is you need to establish boundaries. And I think I talked about this in part 2 of Heal Girl Summer, and this is just how good this word is. One of the hardest things that I found was actually closing the door and creating those boundaries, to not allowing the past to reoccur again, to not allowing the past to come creeping back. No. Bye. We're not doing that. No. And why do we establish boundaries? Like, why is boundaries so important? Because you need to give yourself time to heal. You need to give yourself space away from that situation, space away from that environment, space away from the things that can drag you back into your past. That is why we set up boundaries, especially when you're freshly trying to heal from something. And setting boundaries looks different for every situation, for every person, it's different. But once you understand and realize, like, what made you get to that place in the past in the first place, like what were some cracks and things like that that allowed that to happen in the first place, then you can go ahead and proceed to be like, no, I'm filling in all these cracks with my boundaries. One thing you're not gonna do is catch me slipping, because my boundaries, they're tall. And establishing boundaries also mean that you need to be mindful, because it's so easily to just be sitting down and your thoughts carrying you back to that place. Your thoughts are carrying you back to that person. Your thoughts are carrying you back and back and back and back. Now you're starting to feel some type of way. No, you need to be mindful of where it is your mind is going. And one of the best things that I could tell you on how to be mindful is begin to focus and live in the present. Don't focus and live in the past. Maybe we don't live there anymore. Like I said, you've accepted it, it's gone. Because although your body has moved from the past, sometimes our mind is still battling with, you know, coming from the past, which is why we need to overcome it, right? But yeah, you have to be mindful and intentional about what it is that you're thinking about. You need to live and think on the present and what's going on right now, and being grateful for where you're at right now, not wanting to open up the door to be swindled by your past again. The past be having a hold on people for years, like years. Some persons can't get over what somebody did to them. Some persons can't get over situations. Some persons allow the past to hold them hostage for the rest of their life. And that is not what we're trying to do, babes. No, we want to be healed completely. And number 5, therapy and community. So the reason why I included both therapy and community is because therapy is a bit pricey if we're talking about a licensed therapist, and not everybody can afford it, but I'm telling you, you should definitely invest in a therapist. If that is completely out of your budget and you just need somebody to talk to your local pastor, talk to a counselor, but make sure that the person that you are talking to is completely trustworthy and you feel comfortable opening up to that person. If you don't have access to those two, community is gonna be a big thing. Now, if you could get both of these, like, vulnerability goes such a long way. Sometimes you just need to sit down and talk, and then you feel better. Like, if you let it all out, you'll feel so much better. Sometimes we keep things so bottled up inside of us. It affects us, it affects our mental health, which is why sometimes the past keeps us captive, because we don't talk about the past. We don't talk about things that hurt us. We don't talk about situations that we went through. We don't want to spill the real. It allows you to navigate your feelings. It allows you to be able to cope with moving on from the past in a healthy way, and you become a better you by just talking to persons and allowing them to help you and help walk with you. Like, therapy and community makes you feel like you're not in this alone. Healing from your past is going to be so much easier if you surround yourself with the right kind of people, the persons that are going to uplift you, the persons that are going to encourage you, the persons that are not going to let you go back to the past, babes. Those are the persons that you need in your life. You need persons around you that are going to challenge you to be a better you and to say no to the past, to forgive the past, to let go of the past, to accept the past, all of that good stuff. That is what therapy and community is going to do for you. The road to healing can be lonely, but it really don't have to be lonely. So if you choose to invest in therapy, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna come out of it way better than you went in. If you be intentional about the community and creating the community and looking for a community, that is going to help you be better. I promise you, you will see yourself elevate and want better for your own self, because you have persons that are rooting you on and that want you to truly be a healed girl. And that's what we want. That's what I want. That's what you want. That's why we're here, to be healed girls all summer and for the rest of our life. So that is it for this video. Like I always say, thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys so much, and I pray that this series you are actually implementing these things. Like, I'm not just talking to the camera, I'm talking to you guys. I see you. So I hope that this Heal Girl Summer series is really touching your heart and helping you on the road to true healing, so that you can experience true healing as well. So don't forget to tell your auntie, tell your uncles, and tell your cousins. We are doing things over here. We are doing things. Yeah, I can't wait to see you on the other side of your transformation, on the other side of your Healed Girl Summer. And that's all I have to say. So bye.